The original magistrate court was built as an office duplex split into 2 suites upstairs and 2 suites downstairs with no connectivity between the floors. The magistrate judge and staff had to go outside and around to get to the courtroom downstairs. In addition, the magistrate court had no elevator between the floors. It had 1 unisex bathroom per building, and there were security and space issues. To include that there was no break room for the staff members, and the employees had to store their lunch in a refrigerator located inside of the supply room. For operational use, the magistrate court seated 44 citizens with no available seating in the lobby. It was built in the 1980s, before the Americans with Disabilities Act became law in the 1990s, so it was not in compliance with the ADA. The probate court was not a self-contained building, and it was located inside of the courthouse annex built in 1973.
Conditions, we kind of grew into these conditions given the fact that the population in Rockdale County has grown immensely. The clientele that we serve has also grown immensely, and we've had to move things around to try and utilize every available inch of space here in the building.
It also did not contain its own courtroom, and it had to share with the juvenile court, which does not accommodate all of their needs, as the juvenile courtroom has no jury box as the probate court may possibly need. In addition, the probate court had no break room for its staff members. The employees who chose to bring lunch to work had to store their food in the refrigerator and use a microwave in the same community bathroom within their operational space. Well, what do you know? The magistrate and probate court have moved to 1 newly renovated central location where they will share 1 courtroom that does have a jury box. Not convenient enough? Well, they now have the same address, which is 874 North Main Street, Northwest, Conyers, Georgia 30012, with the operational hours of 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. So if you are addressing the magistrate or probate court, all you have to do now is just change the title line. The new facility now seats 65 citizens and provides seating for 15 citizens in the lobby. That's an increase of 21 seats in the courtroom while newly accommodating the seating in the lobby. The new operational space is also now fully code-compliant with the ADA to better serve the citizens of Rockdale County with elevators, security cameras, and the equipment. Staff members also no longer have to mix their lunch with the bathroom or eat at their desk for break.
So by moving to the new office, we will clearly be able to provide more efficient and proficient service, given the fact that our customer service area will be located on the 1st floor along with the courtroom, and all of the actual offices will be located on the 2nd floor. The layout over there is not an incredible amount of increase in space. However, the way that the office is laid out would be certainly more user-friendly for the staff and for the customers that we serve.
I can tell from the expressions on our frequent users' face that they are delighted and they feel that they are in a space that is comfortable for them as well. I just want to say thank you to the citizens of Rockdale County and all of the government staff that was involved in this move to the Clay Building. It is going to just really allow us to serve the citizens of Rockdale County better.
Elder abuse is a term referring to any intentional act or failure to act by a caregiver or within any relationship where there is an expectation of trust that causes harm or creates a risk of harm to someone 60 years of age or older. Elder abuse is used to describe 5 subtypes of abuse: physical abuse, financial fraud, scams and exploitation, caregiver neglect and abandonment, psychological abuse, and sexual abuse. Elder abuse is a serious crime against some of our nation's most vulnerable citizens. The National Council on Aging reports that approximately 1 in 10 Americans aged 60 and up have experienced some form of elder abuse. In 2017, the need to focus on at-risk adults and elder abuse became more apparent in Rockdale County due to significant growth in the elderly population since 2010. From 2013 to 2017, Adult Protective Services, or APS, investigated on average 122 cases each year in Rockdale County. So, through tireless efforts, Probate Judge Clarence Cuthbert Jr., District Attorney Alicia Adams Johnson, and Sheriff Eric Levitt created a multidisciplinary team called PEARL, which stands for Protecting Our Elderly and At-Risk Adults with Resources for Better Living. In May 2019, PEARL was officially recognized as one of 3 multidisciplinary teams in Georgia. The PEARL program continues to work in partnership with state and local agencies to provide assistance and ensure the well-being of at-risk adults aged between 18 and 64 years old with a disability, and for elderly adults who are 65 years and older. PEARL is victim-focused. With a prompt reporting of alleged abuse, elderly and at-risk adults can be removed from an abusive situation or provided resources to assist them. Moreover, the abusers and the perpetrators are held accountable. For information about PEARL, contact PEARL Program Coordinator Bernadette Snyder at 770-278-8216. You can also send an email to info@rockdalecopearl.org or visit the PEARL website at www.rockdalecopearl.org.
I've had fun looking into you. How would you do it differently? One thing they said they didn't want was a $140 million bond referendum. What you really did was to cancel their culture. Rockdale County could become a part of the MARTA system. This is going to be one of those interviews where you said I could ask you anything, so you gonna get what you get.
make decisions for this county. Lord, we ask that you would look down upon our law enforcement, our first responders, and all medical people. And we pray for everyone who may have suffered this coronavirus.
Amen.
And Father, we just give you the praise. We give you the glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 Let's
Amen.
recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America
and
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
and justice for all.
Thank you again, Pastor Sadler. Commissioner Washington, if you would join me at the podium, we have a few special presentations this morning.
Sure. Oh, thank you. Good morning. Whereas born in Syracuse, New York, Quinticia Green is a mother to 3 boys. And whereas in 2010, Miss Green took a leap of faith and relocated her family and business to Atlanta, Georgia. Shortly after, in 2013, Quinticia experienced a life-altering car accident, which left her in a bilateral amputee, making her quickly redefine her steps. And whereas she is now an author of 2 books, a business owner of multiple brands, a real estate developer, an international speaker, the founder of a nonprofit, Legless and Wheelchair Divas, and a strategic business coach. And whereas Quinticia teaches others how to excel despite one's challenges, she is in the process of partnering with multiple organizations to build a library in Nigeria and to provide wheelchairs, canes, medical supplies, and walkers for the Nigerian community. And whereas her understanding of the universal laws of success has allowed her to look forward with no regret or pity, her tenacity in life has caught the national media attention of Rolling Out Magazine, Your World with Creflo Dollar TV show, and the Steve Harvey Show. And whereas we are proud to honor Miss Green for her accomplishments, and we will extend well wishes as she pursues future endeavors. Now, therefore, we, the members of the Board of Commissioners of Rockdale County, do hereby proclaim December 8th, 2020 in Rockdale County as Quinticia Green Recognition Day. In witness whereof, Oz Nesbitt, Senior Chairman, Sherry L. Washington, Commissioner Post 1, and Dr. Doreen Williams, Commissioner Post.
Wow. I want to say thank you so much to everyone for just everything in the community, all that we are all set out to do. And I just wrote a really small speech for you guys. And I would like to first give honor to God, the head of my life, my children, my parents, my leadership, family, loving and supporting me and becoming who I am today. I became a resident of Rockdale County in 2010, and I was very excited to be a part of the community. Soon after, in 2012, I became a member of the Springfield Baptist Church, where Dr. Eric Wendell Lee is the pastor, and he instilled in me the power of being an impact to the community. So after being faced with what most people would see as a tragedy in 2013, I was able to see the need for accessibility and support for the disabled community in Rockdale County. I would like to thank Rockdale County for all that it does in assisting me in the Love and Legs Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization which we uplift amputees as legless divas and wheelchair divas. We look forward to constantly equipping and building up the disabled community in Rockdale County. We look forward to developing accessible housing in the community where the disabled will be able to live a life of luxury with accessibility. I truly thank God for constantly downloading new ideas inside of me to show me the needs of his people. May God continue to allow me to impact, encourage, and uplift his children for the rest of my life. Thank you all so much.
Hold up your proclamation so everybody can see how awesome and proud we are here. Go ahead and give another hand of and we'll look at this one out here. We got the background. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Commissioner Washington and Commissioner Williams, every day it seems like we discover a new and very talented person in Rockdale County behind the scenes doing so many miraculous things, who have overcome so many different struggles, who've made so many different achievements in life. And this young lady deserves another round of applause. She is certainly one of the reasons that you hear the pride in the sound of my voice when I have repeatedly for 12 years said, there's only two kind of people, those that live in Rockdale and those that wish they lived in Rockdale County. With stories like this and stories like the one we're getting ready to tell you, it makes us all so proud to live in Rockdale County. Commissioner Williams, Commissioner Washington, by the Board of Commissioners, a proclamation. Whereas Mr. Jerome Boyer was born in Atlanta, Georgia in July of 1955 to Dr. Deli and Lee Boyer and Wilma Boyer, who were both employed at Morehouse College. And whereas Mr. Boyer was educated in the Atlanta public school system from elementary school through high school, he is a graduate of Douglas High School, where he played football and he was the quarterback. He continued his education at Morehouse College, where he also quarterbacked for the football team. And whereas after graduation from Morehouse College, he was employed by Goodyear Tire Company and then Allstate Insurance Company in the corporate division. Mr. Boyd continued to worked full-time with Allstate for quite some time and began his career with the National Football League. And whereas he began his officiating career as an official in the parks and recreation centers around Atlanta, moving on to middle school, high school, college competition, and moved on to the NFL, where he is in his 17th year as a league official. And whereas he is married his college sweetheart, Miss Janice Robinson, and they have two highly intelligent and productive offsprings, Diama and Trey. And he is the granddaddy to 4 bright grandchildren. The family moved to Rockdale County in 2003. And he was the second African American in history selected to referee a Super Bowl 47. And recently, he was the lead referee in an all-Black officiating crew on Monday, just this past November 16th of 2020, during the Los Angeles Rams versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. This was the first time in the NFL history that an all-Black referee officiating crew was assembled, and whereas we are proud to honor him for his accomplishments, we extend well wishes as he continues his success in the NFL and in any future endeavors. Now, therefore, we, the members of the Rockdale County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim December 8th, 2020 in Rockdale County as Mr. Jerome L. Borger Recognition Day. Would you please join us here at the podium? Join me and give him a round of... I want to make sure, because he's made such accomplishments and such history in representing Rockdale County, Mr. Borger, I want to pronounce his name correctly because your name is everything and you've done it. Let's give him another round of applause. Mr. Borger. Borger, I'll give you an opportunity to say a few words. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for this recognition, and I'm totally surprised about it. And I was brought here under false pretenses. We're trying to install a swimming pool at our home, and we want to put a screen enclosure on it. And my wife was saying, well, they had some problems with the permits, and we need to go to the Board of Commissioners meeting so they don't think that we're trying to raise some type of animals or birds or something like that. And I wondered why we had to go to a Board of Commissioners meeting for that, but now I see when I saw my name on the board. Okay, so we're really proud to be here in Rockdale County. I remember when Rockdale County was considered far out because I grew up in Metro Atlanta, and just to see the progress that the county has made is really astonishing. And since 2003, just the growth that I've seen is really, really very good. And the clean and safe environment to go along with that. So I just want to thank everyone for this recognition. And the officials pretty much, we don't do it for the recognition. We do it just to make sure that everyone has an equal opportunity, a fair opportunity to win or lose on their own. So when we do get some recognition, it's always greatly appreciated. But thank you all again.
Thank you. Mr. Borger.
Before you get off and start figuring out what's going to happen with that pool, let me get a picture of commissioners and you guys
Is this good? Do you need to step up a little bit?
If you want to open up the property, put it in there. Okay. Perfect. All right. All right. 1, 2. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Chairman, while you're coming back to your seats, I think I'd just like to say that I'm just really, really pleased and surprised at the recognitions today. people that live in our community that we had no idea, I had no idea lived here. And I think it just goes to show that Rockdale is an attractive place to live and that there is a lot to be offered here. So we appreciate both of these folks who have been honored today and for the contributions they make.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Same here. I did know that Mr. Bolger lived here because, like I said, his wife is a member of the best sorority in the universe, and she's also a member of my chapter. So we knew he lived here. But the work that the young lady is doing with the amputees, that is something I would really love to help out with and get behind, because that is a needed niche that this is the first I've ever heard of it occurring. And that's something that we could do on an international level and put Rockdale's footprint out internationally. It's a great opportunity. It's a great endeavor. So thank you all both for your contributions to Rockdale County. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Moving right along this morning, we have presentations coming from our Department of Talent Management, led by our Director of Talent Management, Director Tony Holmes. Director Holmes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Madam Commissioners, Chairman. Today, we recognize and celebrate our service awards for Rockdale County employees. We will actually be recognizing a total of 18 employees. All of these employees have 20 or more years of service. I do want to tell you a little bit of breakdown about the departments. We have one from the District Attorney's Office, 10 employees from Rockdale County Sheriff's Office, 4 from our Fire Department, 1 from Communications, 1 from Transportation, and 1 from Water. A little bit also about what they're going to receive. During this time, we definitely have asked them to view this recording. They'll receive a copy of this recording, so they'll keep it as a commemorative keepsake. All of our 20-year employees will receive engraved keychains. Our 25-year employees, which there are 2 of them, will receive personalized plaques. We have 3 employees that have 30 years of service. They will receive a commemorative clock from Rockdale County. And we have 1 employee today, Mr. Chairman, Madam Commissioners, that has 35 years of service that will receive a shadow box. All of them will also receive all of the commemorative pins from 5 all the way to 35 years, as well as certificates. We can go ahead and play the video now.
Thank you.
Oh, this is different. Good.
There it is. We will go ahead and get started. We're starting with our 20 years of service. First up, Christopher Baker from the Sheriff's Office, 20 years of service. Congratulations. Next, Thomas Brewer, Captain, Rockdale County Sheriff's Office, 20 years of service. Reese Gassett, Certified Sheriff's Deputy, 20 years of service.
All right.
Meg Joyner, she works in communications, 20 years of service.
Yes.
Nicholas Lynn, Lieutenant, Rockdale County Sheriff's Office, 20 years of service. Brandon Marlowe, Battalion Chief, Rockdale County Fire Rescue, 20 years of service. Scott McCord, Fire Lieutenant, 20 years of service. Amanda Pilgrim, Captain, Sheriff's Office, 20 years of service. Bradley Stewart, a Lieutenant, Rockdale County Sheriff's Office, 20 years of service. Clerk Thomas, who is with our district attorney's office, also 20 years of service. Congratulations. Peter Wolf, certified sheriff's deputy, 20 years of service. Mark Woodham, fire lieutenant, 20 years of service. Now we go into our 25 years of service. Albert Whitman, water treatment plant operator 2, 25 years of service.
Wow.
Dexter Harris, also from Rockdale County Sheriff's Office, 25 years of service. Wow. We're moving right along, 30 years of service. Stanley Bigme, heavy equipment operator in transportation, 30 years of service. Brody Levitt, investigator, sheriff's office, 30 years of service. Congratulations. Alan Wright, as administrative manager, also Rockdale County Sheriff's Office, 30 years of service. And now for our 35-year employee, drum roll, drum roll. Stacy Smith, Sergeant, Rockdale County Fire Rescue, 35 years of service. Thank you so much. And again, congratulations to all of our winners. They will be receiving all of their awards. So if you see them, wish them a happy Service Award Day. Thank you so much.
Let's give them another round of applause. Commissioners, we have so much to be proud of when we think about our employees all across Rockdale County Board of Commissioners and every organization, every department, every division that's represented. Next up, we'll have a online homestead exemption application presentation by none other than our Chief Tax Assessor, Director Will Barkley from the Board of Assessors.
Good morning, Chairman.
Good morning.
Madam Commissioners. We're happy to be here today to provide another service to the residents of Rockdale County. During COVID, we had to create different ways to be able to get our job done effectively and efficiently. So this is one of the products that came out of COVID. So we went through the process of doing online applications manually, but today we're going to present an avenue for the taxpayers to be able to do their homestead applications online seamlessly, and that information will be transmitted into our database. It's going to be secure as well. Today I have with me, you know that nobody can get anything done without a loan, technically. So my team supported me through this, and they came up with all the different ideas as far as how we needed to modify this particular product in order to make it more efficient. So with me today, I have my Deputy Director, Deputy Curtis Briscoe, with me. He's the Deputy Director. He oversaw the project. He was pretty much the project manager. Also with me today is our Administrative Manager, Ms. Camille Perry. So I have them with me.
Very good.
You have a few words you would like to share, Curtis?
So the only thing that I'd like to share is the, thank you, is that also Q Public Snyder Corporation, they played a large role in rolling this out rather quickly. That is our vendor for our website. They service many tax assessors' offices across the nation, but we made emphasis that this was something that we needed very quickly. So we want to thank them, and also the Public Relations Department, Director Diaz and their team. They took it a step further to say that with this new online tool, that we needed to have a video that showed how to efficiently navigate through it. So at this time, we would like for that video to play, and we just want to thank Director Diaz and the Public Relations Department for their assistance.
Very good.
In the past, it used to be a long ordeal. Maybe you have to go
think that deserves a round of applause. That's progress.
Chairman, we're implementing this immediately. This is available online right now. We also add another module to this next year for 2021. They will be able to file their appeals online as well. So we're moving electronically and everything will be online.
This is the kind of quality customer service Commissioner Washington and Commissioner Williams we've been talking about for quite some time. And to see this level of technology being able to be implemented and delivered over at the tax assessor's office for the citizens of Rockdale County, I mean, we're making some great strides. The collaboration of the team, Deputy Director Briscoe, also with the administrative manager, Ms. Camille, working as a unit, as a team, and then also working in concert with public relations to bring this to the citizens. This is great work, and we're certainly proud of your leadership and your collaboration as a unit, as a team, and making this possible for the citizens here in Rockdale.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely, thank you. Let's give them another round of applause. Moving in the right direction. On that note, commissioners, we will move our agenda forward this morning. At this time, we will have the approval of the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, if I could have a revised motion to approve the agenda as amended to add item 582 for the sheriff's office.
Okay, so I make a motion to approve the amended agenda.
Thank you.
A second, I'm sorry. Do we need all the verbiage?
Yes, so it's been motioned and properly seconded by Commissioner Washington.
So to answer Commissioner Washington's question, I apologize, Mr. Chairman. Yes, it would be nice to say approve the agenda as amended to include item 582 for the sheriff's office.
All right,
Thanks.
Commissioner Washington.
Okay, so I move that we approve the agenda as amended to include item 582 for the sheriff's office.
Yes, that's correct.
I second that.
Thank you.
All right, nice and clean and crisp and ready to move forward. Are there any additional questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And thank you, Director Rutledge, for always keeping us straight and on point. Item number 5.
I move to approve the minutes as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second for the approval of the minutes of the November 10th, 2020 meeting. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. We do have some unfinished business, item number 6.
Yes, we do. This is item 2020-477, an ordinance to make and provide appropriations for the period beginning January 1st, 2021 and ending December 31st, 2021, to make and provide such appropriations for the operations of the Rockdale County government, its departments, boards, and other agencies and funds, including all elected county officers and their employees, to provide for the control and administration of all funds of such agencies from all sources, to provide an effective date, to repeal conflicting ordinances and resolutions, and for other purposes. This is before you this morning for a second reading.
So I would like to make some amendments to that, to the budget. Do I just tell you what I'm proposing?
Well, I think what would be proper is for someone to make a motion about the second reading. And if there are amendments, propose the amendments at the time. And if Commissioner Williams, you want to make that motion to propose your amendments, please include them in your motion.
Okay, so let me see if I get this right. So I move to approve the second reading and to make some amendments to that second read.
Yes, and if you would like to just list out those amendments, we can clean up your motion a little bit later if that makes it easier for everyone.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so I'm ready.
Okay, so there are some budget changes that would like to amend. There are 5 positions that I would like not to be included in this budget. And those are a constituent services position, a community relations position, a chief financial officer position, a parks and recreation director. And I want to make clear that that doesn't mean we're not going to have one. It just means that we're moving our current parks and recreation director to another department, I guess, is what we're going to create. And then eliminated parks and supervisor admin. That is a total of $346,137 in changes.
So, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, if you don't mind, I think we have our financial consultant with us via Zoom this morning,
Yes.
David Corbin. I would just like to verify if these numbers are listed in this dollar amount right now prior to having the board make a motion to amend the budget. I would not want you to have either too much or not enough in the budget once it's approved.
Absolutely.
If that's okay, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Corbin, good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for the opportunity. The numbers are currently in the budget. We were waiting for the pay and classification ordinance to be amended, to be passed, and those amounts and those respective positions would then be removed from the budget, Commissioner Washington and Williams.
Thank
we
you.
anticipated those items coming out.
Okay.
So with that said, I think it might be proper, and we still have Mr. Corbin on the line. I just want to make sure that this is correct. So what the motion may look like this morning is to approve the second reading as amended to not include the 5 positions that the commissioner just listed and minus the amount of $346,137.
That's correct. That's my understanding.
Yes,
Okay.
that is.
All right, so would you like to attempt that again, Commissioner Williams?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll be as detailed as I can.
Yes.
So I would like to move to approve the second read with the following amendments: that we eliminate those 5 positions that total $346,137.
Okay, I've got it.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and amended
Yes.
and second. Are there any additional questions?
None.
Great.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you.
Motion carries. I think that deserves a round of
Yes.
applause. We've gotten the 2021 budget completed on behalf of Rockdale County. Moving forward, I want to just take a quick moment, Commissioners, and commend our Finance Department under the leadership of our Deputy Director, Mr. Bill Vaughn, our financial advisors through Terminus Group, Mr. David Corbin and Mr. Mac Underwood, who have done a fantastic job navigating us through this process. I can't leave out our semi-finance directors, which would include Director Rutledge, Director Holmes, Director Sanders. All have had an intimate hand in making certain that this finance process this particular year went over well and successful. Let's give them another round of applause. Congratulations to the Rockdale County Board of Commissioners, Commissioner Washington and Commissioner Williams. Job well done. Moving on now to item number 7, our regular agenda.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Item 497 is with the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council for the State and Superior Courts. This is for the Accountability Courts Local Law Enforcement Grant in the amount of $19,890. The term is January 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2021.
I move to approve this grant as presented.
I second that motion.
Been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 498 is with the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council for the State and Superior Courts. This is for Accountability Court. It's a grant. It's change order number 1 to 2020-77, which is a contract in the additional amount of $29,058. The term is January 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2021.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second that
It's
motion.
been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 2020-499, please.
This is with the Department of Justice. It's through the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention for the Juvenile Court. Is the Juvenile Drug Court Enhancement Grant in the amount of $600,000. The term is October 1st, 2020 through September 30th, 2024.
I move to approve this grant as presented.
I second that motion.
Been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 500, please.
This is with the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration through the Juvenile Court for Family Treatment Court Enhancement Project Grant in the amount of $409,375. The term is October 1st, 2020 through September 30th, 2021.
I move to approve this grant as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 501.
Can I just make a comment?
Yes, ma'am. Go right
That
ahead.
we have just received over $1 million in grants for our court system.
Yay. That deserves a round of applause.
It does deserve a round of applause. In fact, I'm so glad that Commissioner Williams pointed it out. I just saw a piece on the news last night talking about those counties and municipalities who actually offer alternative services to members of their community. And Rockdale County has a history of doing just that here. Unlike a lot of other communities, they don't actually have that luxury. They don't offer this, but we do offer it in Rockdale County. We've been doing it for quite some time. And to be able to continue to provide these alternative outlet and resources, should I say, to make sure that people are not repeat offenders and to really assist a lot of those people who are struggling in our community to deal with substance abuse. I think it's a big deal for us, and it's something that certainly be highlighted. Item 501, please.
This is with the Georgia Department of Natural Resources through Recreation and Maintenance Department for the South River Water Trail Grant in the amount of $250,000 and is for 24 months.
Good.
I move to approve this grant as presented.
I second that motion.
Been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 502, please.
This is with the Atlanta Regional Commission through the Recreation and Maintenance Department, the Senior Services Division. This is part of the CARES Act grant. It's change order contract number 1 to 2020-85. And this is the replacement of budget page labeled Amendment 1. The term is July 1st, 2020 through May 31st, 2021.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 503, please.
This is with the Atlanta Regional Commission for the Recreation and Maintenance Department through the Senior Services Division. This is for the Community and Home-Based Services Grant Contract Change Order number 1 to 2020-62. It's an additional amount of $23,940.18, and the term is July 1st, 2020 through June 30th, 2021.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion granted. Next item, please, 504.
504 is with Thanks Mom and Dad Fund Incorporated through the Recreation and Maintenance Department through the Senior Services Division. It's an innovation grant in the amount of $2,000. The term is December 1st, 2020 through April 30th, 2021.
I move to approve, excuse me, I move to approve the grant as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, item 505, please.
This is with Georgia Food Services of Pinellas County Incorporated, doing business as Georgia Food Service, Inc. through the Recreation and Maintenance Department in the Senior Services Division. This is contract change order number 2 to 2019-150 for home delivered meals in the amount of $63,180 and to extend the term through June 30th, 2021.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 506, please.
This is with Pauline Hudson through the Recreation and Maintenance Department with the Senior Services Division. This is for an instructor contract for Zumba Gold classes. This is a 70-30 split of the fees. It's $1,500 a year. The term is January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2021, with an option to renew 2 12-month periods.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 507, please.
This is with Strategic Datacom Incorporated through the Recreation and Maintenance Department. This is for low voltage unit price increase, change order number 1 to contract 2018-137.
Does that make? I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
Been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 508, please.
This is with ASAP Landscape Management Group LLC through the Recreation and Maintenance Department. This is for on-call fencing for various county projects. It's a contract change order number 1 to 2020-89. It's a unit price increase due to COVID price escalation on wood.
And we know that prices have gone way up on wood.
Yes.
I move to approve the contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 509, please.
Item 509 is a request to rescind this contract with the State Properties Commission, contract 2019-125. This contract was approved on August the 13th, 2019 through the Finance Department. It was for a new lease space occupied by the Department of Juvenile Justice at 987 Taylor Street.
I move to rescind this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 510 is the new contract with the State Properties Commission through the Finance Department. It's the letter of intent, a new lease for space occupied by the Department of Juvenile Justice located at 987 Taylor Street in the amount of $3,601.17 monthly, but increases to the $3,673.19 starting July the 1st, 2024. And that's, wait a minute. Yes, okay. With 1 year, 8 one-time options to renew. That's a mouthful. Okay.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
But a mouthful there, I tell you. It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 511 is with Bill Carruthers through the Board of Commissioners office. This is for the recovery community, and it's a contract change order number 1 to 2020-33. It's an increase to the current compensation and renew the contract term. The term of October, November, and December of 2020 for $36,000, and for December of 2020 through November 2021, $92,300, and the renewal extends through November 30th, 2021.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 512 with the Georgia Council for the Arts through the Stormwater Management Department. This is for Storm Drain Art Beautification Project Grant in the amount of $5,000. The term is October 15th, 2020 through June 1st, 2021.
I move to approve the grant as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions?
I just wondered, what is it that they're going to be doing with the storm drain system?
Well, I'll tell you.
Who's doing the artwork, and what does that entail?
Yes, ma'am. So Dr. Kimbrough, who is our stormwater director, is making her way up to the podium to give you some clarity on that, Commissioner. As she's making her way and catching her breath, let me just say that stormwater has really made some major strides throughout the county. And Dr. Kimbrough, please give us some clarification on some of those things that Commissioner Williams is inquiring about.
Yes, sir. So Commissioner Williams, specifically, the way the grant is written, KCRB will serve as one of the facilitators, as will Stormwater, in determining the artists. So we will need some recommendations for artists, as well as I just was preparing a first logistics meeting memo to all of the individuals involved.
Okay.
So I'm always interested when we talk about art, because I love that. I think it's enhances our place of living and the enjoyability of it. So what kinds of art are we talking about for storm drains?
Well, teacher, I think you are an environmental teacher, way ahead of your time for that. Thank God for those.
I did a lot of environmental teaching, yes.
So as we were driving around on our tour, if you notice, we talked a teeny bit about the drains and the areas. So, you know, the public utilities, I'm thinking of Johnson Road, I believe, near the park, where you'll see different type of artwork that might be more on the upper end of things. It'll be on the utility boxes, et cetera. But
Right.
there's a lot of art opportunities available, because the goal is, as the chairman has stressed to me, and of course you and I've talked about it, and that is to continue to educate. If we can make those cute little things where they show you near the drains, where we tell them only rain down the drains, and we have the fish and all those other pieces of wildlife that could be impacted. Because as you know, the whole goal of stormwater management is pollution control. So thank you. I'm going to say this, I'm going to use one, I'm going to try to do it like the chairman, but I won't be as good. So thank you, Commissioner Williams, for agreeing to be the first member of our advisory committee to examine the type of artwork.
I think you did that pretty, I think that was pretty good there, Dr.
Okay,
Kimbrough.
okay. Thank you, sir.
You slid that right on in.
Just kind of slid it in, but I paused.
Smooth.
You wouldn't have paused, but I paused. But really and sincerely, this is an extension of our conversations that we've had about the very issue of the seriousness of what's happening with pollution as it relates to our water systems. And I'm certain we're a partner with the water department. But this is the fun side of it. This is a fun piece of something on a very serious subject. So
I'd be happy to serve on the advisory committee.
I just made it up.
Okay, well, I'd still be happy to serve however you need me.
Thank you. Now it's official. It's a commission meeting.
But I would like to say that art does so much more than just a painting on a wall.
Yes.
It really does educate. It really enhances. I love driving around town and seeing the art on all the utility boxes. Whoever knew those utility boxes were there?
So now we'll have them on the drains and around the culverts and on the storm drains and other.
And I think that's going to raise awareness so much. So thank you for applying for this grant.
Thank you. And it was, I must say, where is Director Diaz? It's his department that we talked through it, and his department, they took the leadership in making filling out the application. And we shared in the vision, and they really advanced this. So I really appreciate PR for that. So Mr. Chairman, that's it. I wasn't as smooth as you, but I tried to kind of.
Well, you and Commissioner Williams both just had a classroom flashback.
We did. We really did.
We appreciate y'all bringing us to y'all's classroom on art and art education. Absolutely.
And stormwater at the same time. Who does that?
Exactly.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Washington. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you so much, Director. Thank you. Stormwater is doing some very artsy things around town, and we appreciate them applying for this grant. This motion is still on the floor. Is that correct?
Yes, we just need a vote.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 513, please.
This is with Continental American Insurance Company through the Aflac Group. through the Talent Management Department. This is the hold harmless and indemnification agreement. It's active until terminated, and this is submitted for ratification.
I move to ratify this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 514, please.
This is with the Continental American Insurance Company, IFLAC Group, through the Talent Management Department. This is the master application for group accidental injury. This is active until terminated and submitted for ratification.
I move to ratify this contract as presented.
I second that
It's
motion.
been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 515, please.
This is with the Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield of Georgia through the Talent Management Department. This is for vision renewal. Is for the employee price, $4.35. Employee plus one is $7.61. Employee plus family will be $12.18. This is 1 year with the rate guarantee and is submitted for ratification.
I move to ratify this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 516, please.
This is with Humana Medicare Advantage to the Talent Management Department. This is for the retiree medical insurance renewal. It's $241.71 per month per member and is for 1 year and is submitted for ratification.
I move to ratify this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there, all in favor, are there any questions?
No question.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 517 is with DECA-AMR Business Products Incorporated through the Fire Rescue Department. This is the maintenance agreement for higher ground recorder in the amount of $28,225. The term is January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2021.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 518 is with Corey Hambrick. This is a severance agreement and general release.
I move to approve the contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Just want the record to reflect that I'm voting against this particular contract.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Motion carries. All right. Item 519. Look like we've got a little competition here with our audio this morning. I don't know who or what and where it's coming from, but it's certainly competitive to the Board of Commissioners public meeting this morning. I'm going to try to move forward with item number 519 at this time.
Mr. Chairman, this is with Motorola Solutions with the Fire and Rescue Department. It's the BMW Wear License Agreement. This is change order number 1 to contract 2019-215. This is to add maintenance and project management to the BMW Wear VS Sphere and standard server 7 foundation. I think y'all get the idea. The additional amount is $1,570. The term is January 14th, 2021 through January 13th, 2022.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 520 is with Backdraft Opco LLC doing business as emergency reporting for the Fire and Rescue Department. This is a comprehensive cloud-based fire reporting software. This is change order number 1 to contract 2020-28. It's the clarification of the term only and no additional cost.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 521, please.
This is with the Georgia Emergency Management Agency, GEMA, through the Fire and Rescue Department. This is an employee-employer memorandum of understanding for Michael E. Lee Jr. to participate in the incident management team at no cost, expires December 31st, 2021.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 522 is with Engineering Strategies Incorporated for the Water Resources Department. This is for construction management for the water treatment plant maintenance building. It's change order number 1 to contract 2020-41. It's to extend the term through August 16th, 2021.
I move to approve the contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 523, please.
This is with Corporate Environmental Risk Management, CERM, through the Water Resources Department for Environmental and Engineering Consulting Services. This is change order number 1 to contract 2020-18. This is to add additional services based on services and hourly rate not to exceed $630,000 a year, 1 year until February 10th, 2022.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
It's been properly.
I second the motion.
Thank you, Commissioner. It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. All right, next item, please.
Item 424 is with Corporate Environmental Risk Management, CERM, through the Water Resources Department. This is for Environmental and Engineering Consulting Services. This is contract change order number 2 to contract 2020-18 to provide further staff augmentation, support services, and expand services based on a services/hourly rate not to exceed $150,000 a year. The term is 1 year until February 10th, 2022.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 526, please.
Item 525 is with Metropolitan North Georgia Water Planning District through the Water Resources Department. This is the single-family toilet rebate program, not to exceed $10,000 for 1 year.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 526 is with the Metropolitan North Georgia Water Planning District. This is through the Water Resources Department. This is the multifamily toilet rebate program not to exceed $15,000 and is for 1 year.
I move to approve the contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 527 is with RDJE Incorporated through the Water Resources Department. This is for 2 water tank mixers. It's ITB number 20-17 and the amount of $39,890 is for 30 days from receipt of notice to proceed.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
Been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 528 is with Sincar Consulting Group LLC. This is for the Transportation Department for program management services not to exceed $150,000 for 1 year with option to renew 2 additional 1-year periods.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 529, please.
This is with Georgia Power through the Transportation Department. This is for the installation of a street light at 1571 Walnut Street, Conyers, Georgia, 30012, in the amount of $25 per month, as long as the street light remains in place.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 530 is with Atlas Technical Consultants LLC through the Transportation Department. This is for CEI services for Sigmund Road Phase 2, widening and the multi-use trail from east of Lester Road to Irwin Bridge Road. It's G.PI number 0013163 and 0012886 in the amount of $610,191.12, and it's for 2.5 years.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I emphatically second this motion.
Duly noted, Commissioner.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions and or
Oh
comments?
my goodness, I am so excited to get this project underway. We have worked very, very hard on the whole Sigmund Road improvement. This is going to be the beginning. But I think that once we pull everything together, you all are going to be so proud of all of the time and energy and planning and thoughts that have gone into not just widening Sigmund Road, but making Sigmund Road a place that defines our community.
Well,
I think it's going to make a great gateway into Rockdale County. I love the concept design that we've seen, and I'm really excited about it too.
Yeah.
well, let me just say that Commissioner Washington has really championed this particular effort along with our the Transportation Department and all of the other agencies that have been a part through the leadership of Director John Moretto and all of those great people out at the Rockdale Department of Transportation, and the support of Commissioner Washington from start to finish. I'll use it that way. From start to finish on this particular project. She's been it. Okay.
Planning and development.
And that's right, planning and development all the way, because this has been a joint collaboration. You absolutely, thank you, Commissioner, through RDOT and planning and development under the leadership of Deputy Director Teresa Jacobs. We are so proud of the progress that we're making as we move forward. I want to say that it has been properly motioned. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion carries. Item 531, please.
This is with Wolverton and Associates Incorporated through the Transportation Department. This is for the Farmer Road at Lakeview Estates roadway design. Change order number 2 to contract 2018-186. This is to extend the term 12 months until November 24, 2021.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
Been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 532, please.
This is with the Georgia Department of Transportation through the Rockdale Transportation Department. This is for the Sigmund Road Widening Phase 2, project PI number 0013163 in the amount of $20,000 and is submitted for ratification.
Very good.
I move to approve this ratification as for this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
Been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 533, please.
This is with Sunbelt Traffic LLC through the Transportation Department. This is for the traffic signal maintenance services. This is contract change order number 1 to the contract 2017-174. This is to add preventative maintenance services on an as-needed basis.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 534 is with Tyler Technologies Incorporated through the Sheriff's Office. This is for the Odyssey software migration to cloud-based. This is change order number 3 to contract 2019-149. This is to add hosting of Brazos, which is the e-citation component. It's a one-time payment of $185,614 and an annual fee of $17,640.
I move to approve the contract as presented.
I second that
It's
motion.
been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions?
Can I make a comment?
Comment, go right ahead, Commissioner.
Being an attorney and defending a lot of citations, I think that this is going to bring us to the 21st century. The citations are going to be clearer, the court dates are going to be clearer, the officers are going to be clearer, and I think this is going to be a great look for the Sheriff's Department and the county. So I'm excited about this.
Commissioner Williams, any comments on this one?
No, thank you.
All right, it's been properly motioned and second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. 535, please.
Item 535 goes along with the contract that was just approved. This is an ordinance to amend Division 3 of Article 3 of Chapter 2 of Part 1 of the Code of Ordinances of Rockdale County, Georgia, entitled Sheriff, to create a new Section 2-156 governing the imposition of additional fees in fine cases, to repeal conflicting laws, to provide an effective date, and for other purposes. This is before you this morning for a first reading. My suggestion is that you approve the first reading, waive the second reading, and adopt this ordinance this morning so that the fees can go along with the contract that was just approved.
Amen. I move to approve the first reading, waive the second reading, and to adopt this ordinance as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 536 is with Muni Code through the Board of Commissioners Office. This is the state law reference review and hyperlinking services through the Codebook Company in the amount of $3,000, and it's submitted for ratification.
I move to ratify this contract as presented.
I second that motion.
Been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 537 is with GL Levitt Removal Service through the Coroner's Office. This is for body transport removal service and not to exceed $15,000 per year. And the term is 1 year with option to renew 3 additional 1-year periods.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
Been properly motioned and second. Any questions here? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 538, please.
Item 538 are rights of entry through the Stormwater Utility Department for Woodchuck Way and Honeysuckle Drive.
I move to approve these rights of entry as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 539.
Item 539 is a resolution for the annual capital improvements element 2020 update. It's recommended that this resolution be referred to the Planning Commission.
I move to refer this resolution to the Planning Commission as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 540 is a text amendment request 2021-01, an ordinance to amend the text of section 234-7, reconstruction of the Unified Development Ordinance of Rockdale County, Georgia, as amended regarding single-family residential nonconforming uses, to repeal conflicting laws and for other purposes. This is submitted for a first reading and referral to the Planning Commission.
I move to approve the first read and refer it to the Planning Commission.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any question or comment? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 541 is text amendment request 2021-02, an ordinance to amend the text of section 238-7, Board of Adjustment, subsection D1 of the Unified Development Ordinance of Rockdale County, Georgia, as amended regarding regular meetings of the Board of Adjustment, to repeal conflicting laws and for other purposes. This is before you this morning for a first reading and referral to the Planning Commission.
I move to approve the first reading and to refer this ordinance to the Planning Commission.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 242 is a text amendment request 2021-03, an ordinance to amend the text of section 106-1 definitions, section 206-1 WP Watershed Protection District, Section 218-1, permitted use table, Section 218-13, the standards of use and development of the Unified Development Ordinance of Rockdale County, Georgia, as amended regarding apiaries, I hope I pronounced that correctly, which means beekeepers, and for other purposes. This is submitted for first reading and referral to the Planning Commission.
So I move to approve the first read and refer this ordinance to the Planning Commission.
I second that
It's
motion.
been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item 543 is a text amendment request 2021-04, an ordinance to amend the text of Section 206-1 WP, the Watershed Protection District of the Unified Development Ordinance of Rockdale County, Georgia, as amended regarding organic farming and for other purposes. This is submitted for a first reading and referral to the Planning Commission.
I move to approve the first reading and to refer this ordinance to the Planning Commission.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 544 is an ordinance to amend the future land use map of Rockdale County's comprehensive plan as amended so as to redesignate property located at 2021 Old Covington Highway Southeast and 0 Salem Industrial Parkway Southeast from the limited industrial future land use category to the high density residential future land use category to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This is before you for a first reading and referral to the Planning Commission.
I move to approve the first read and refer this ordinance to the Planning Commission.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next item.
Item 545 is an ordinance to amend the official zoning district map of Rockdale County, Georgia, as amended by rezoning property located at 2021 Old Covington Highway Southeast and 0 Salem Industrial Parkway Southeast from M1, the limited industrial zoning district, to the RM residential multifamily zoning district to impose conditions upon the property, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This is before you for a first reading and referral to the Planning Commission.
I move to approve the first reading and to refer this ordinance to the Planning Commission.
I second the motion.
Been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 546 is an ordinance to amend the official zoning district map of Rockdale County, Georgia, as amended by rezoning property located at 2420 Old Covington Highway Southwest and 2432 Old Covington Highway Southwest from the R1 Single Family Residential Zoning District to the M1 Limited Industrial Zoning District to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This is before you for a first reading and referral to the Planning Commission.
I move to approve the first read and refer this ordinance to the Planning Commission.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next
Planning
item.
Commission is going to be very busy.
Yes.
Ma'am.
The
January.
Planning Commission is going to be very busy. in
Oh,
January.
yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Long time.
Item 547.
Item 547 is a list of alcoholic beverage licenses, renewal, and new licensees that's before you this morning.
I move to approve these requests as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 548, please.
Item 548 is the Rockdale County Employee Compensation and Classification Plan amendments as submitted by the Department of Talent Management.
I move to approve these amendments to the compensation and classification plan as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions or comments on this one? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 549 are two policies presented this morning on behalf of the Department of Talent Management. The first is the attendance policy, which is a new policy. The second is a disciplinary policy amendment to the current policy 2006-4-29.
I move to approve these policies as presented.
I second the motion.
Been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Next item is item 550, and these are employment appointments. The first is the Chief of Staff for the Board of Commissioners Office. This would be Jamie F. Cave. The second is the Fire Chief, Ms. Marion McDaniel. C would be the Emergency Management Agency EMA Director, Dan Morgan. And D is Planning and Development Director, Kalanos Johnson. And before you make your motions, I just want to let you know that Director of Talent Management would like to approach the podium. I think we have some of these people here today.
Fantastic. Director Holmes.
Good morning. Good morning. Just wanted to share a little bit about the backgrounds for the appointees and the recommendation. They are all here. Once I'm done, they would like to come up and make a few comments as well. The very first one I'm going to start with is Mr. Jamie Cave. He comes to us with over 22 years of experience. He's currently serving as our clerk of court. He has experience in criminal justice, courts, as well as government experience. Jamie has a master's in public administration, a bachelor's of science in social science, a bachelor of science in social science, as well as multiple certifications. Jamie has worked in law enforcement with Georgia Piedmont Technical College, Rockdale County Sheriff's Office, the City of Lawrenceville, as well as the City of Conyers. The next one I want to go ahead and present is Marion McDaniels, also coming to us with over 22 years of experience. She's currently serving as our Deputy Fire Chief of Administration for Rockdale County. She's worked as a captain with Airport Emergency with Atlanta Fire Rescue. She's also worked as a lieutenant for Community Affairs and the Office of Professional Standards, and she has worked as a firefighter. She has a master's of science degree in psychology and a Bachelor of Science degree in emergency management, as well as multiple certifications. The next person that I want to present, Dan Morgan, comes to us with 23 years in public service, as public safety, as well as 35 years in management. Dan Morgan currently serves in a dual role as our fire chief, as well as the EMA director. Dan has a Master of Science in Executive Fire Leadership, Bachelor of Science in Administration, and an Associate of Science in Fire Management. Dan has served as the Deputy Chief, Lieutenant Captain, and Firefighter for Rockdale County Sheriff's Office. And the last one, he is not here. I'm definitely going to invite the others up.
For Rockdale County Fire and Rescue.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Rockdale County Fire Rescue. The next person I'm going to make the recommendation for is Mr. Kalanos Johnson, also coming to us with over 23 years of experience. He's currently serving as the Director of Economic Development for the City of Fairburn. He has worked for the City of Union City, Jacobs Engineering, as well as Wilbur Smith Associates. Mr. Johnson comes to us with an MBA, as well as a Master of Arts in Urban Planning and a Bachelor of Science, and as well, many certifications. At this time, I would like to invite them up for comments.
Absolutely. Mr. Cade, come on up.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, Madam Commissioners. In consideration of the large agenda here today, I'll be brief with my comments.
Thank you.
It has been my honor and privilege to serve my hometown by working in local government service the majority of my life. Thank you for the confidence you've placed in me by making this appointment to serve as your next Chief of Staff, effective January 1st, 2021. It will be my goal to continuously strive to exceed your expectations as I enter into my 23rd year of local government service. I commit to all stakeholders, business owners, and most importantly, to every citizen of Rockdale County, my dedication to serving this community in the most ethical and lawful manner possible. I look forward to joining the superb leadership team of Rockdale County government as we strive to carry out the vision and mission of the Envision Rockdale Strategic Plan. I'm grateful to each of you for granting me this opportunity, and I'm excited to work with all of you as we begin this new year. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Gabe, and welcome aboard. Let's give the new chief a round of applause. Our brand new fire chief, Chief Marion McDaniels. Chief McDaniel.
So as I was sitting over there wiping the tears, Chief Payne was consoling me. This is, Mr. Chairman, Madam Commissioners, thank you so much for this wonderful and historic opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yes. At the age of 36, I entered the fire service for three major reasons, and that was to provide a better life for my children, to secure retirement, and to serve the communities and city of Atlanta citizens. That's where I grew up from. And for 19 years, I did that, and retiring, and then offered an opportunity to come here and continue my fire service career. In 2 days, on December 10th, will mark my 22nd year. To accomplish what I have in those 22 years and to be standing before you as your next fire chief is historic.
Absolutely.
Women represent 4% of firefighters nationwide. Of that, I'm not quite sure the total of fire chief women. However, from an African-American perspective, I will be the 12th African-American female fire chief in the United States. And the first, not only female, but African-American female fire chief in the history of Rockdale County Fire Rescue. So once again, I thank you for having faith and support in me to lead the men and women of Rockdale County Fire Rescue, and knowing that I will continue to ensure the best class service delivery for the citizens and community of Rockdale County. So I thank you all for this great opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief, and congratulations. Director Morgan.
Thank you all very much for the honor and the privilege of leading a brand new department for Rockdale County on its own. In my recollection, and I can't go back more than 22 years or so, I don't believe EMA has ever been out on its own. It's always been under a public safety agency. So I have thoroughly enjoyed being in the fire department and leading it these last 8 years. We've come a long way. There's still a lot we need to do for public safety, but I really appreciate the opportunity to be put at the helm of this to increase and formalize a lot more within the public safety realm through the EMA department for Rockdale County citizens. We got a good road ahead of us.
Yes.
Thank you.
Chief, stand tall there, if you would, just for a second. I want to just share with the commissioners that it's going to take practice, number one, for all of us to stop saying Chief Morgan and start saying Director Morgan. But let me just say that Chief Morgan has had this conversation about emergency management with me for the last at least 6 years. This year, with the coronavirus pandemic and all of the activities that took place and came along with this, with managing this incident this year, Chief Morgan moved to the forefront of this situation along with emergency management. We realized just how desperately Rockdale County, the second smallest county in the state, really needed its own independent emergency management agency. That is a passion for Chief Morgan. It is the center of his wheelhouse. He has done a tremendous job throughout this 2020 pandemic, and we're looking forward to he and his team in the emergency management agents. Let's give Chief Morgan, soon to be Director Morgan, a round of applause.
And Chairman, if I could say for Rockdale County, is that the pandemic and the hurricanes that preceded it have made this conversation very evident in counties across the state who have never had to face these type of things. And to my knowledge, Rockdale is the only one who's taken the step at this juncture to move EMA and elevate it to the position it needs to be. Thank you.
And it's your leadership that has taken us there. Thank you so much. Thank you. Give him another round of applause. Okay, all right, very good, commissioners. Thanks to the leadership in our talent management department, all of our new talent that is coming on board, moving up in promotions, taking on new tasks, and continue to serve the citizens of Rockdale County and move us in a more cutting-edge, state-of-the-art, and professional way of delivering services to all of our citizens. We are excited. You have an opportunity here to make a motion. Commissioners, what is your pleasure?
I move to approve all 4 of these appointments as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions or comments?
I have my comments for my board remarks. I do have a lot of comments. But,
I do too. I've saved mine for board
All right.
comments.
All right.
For the end.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. All right, item 551, please.
These are a list of volunteer appointments. The first one is for the Conyers Rockdale Economic Development Council, the CREDC. This is to appoint Commissioner Sherry Washington for the term of January 1st, 2021 through January 2nd, 2025. The second is for the Viewpoint Health Board of Directors for Lisa Honia. And the term is, sorry about that, July 1st, 2020 through June 30th, 2023. The last is for the Rockdale County Development Authority, and the first appointment would be Kelly Bennett, and this is for an appointment term for August 2nd, 2019 through August 1st, 2023. The next is with Sharon Mathis for a reappointment of a term for August 2nd, 2019 through August 1st, 2023. The next is for Dr. Stephen Boyle for a reappointment, and the term would be August 2nd, 2021 through August 1st, 2025. The next is with Donald K. Murphy, and this is a reappointment for a term of August 2nd, 2021 through August 1st, 2025. The next one would be John Hurt, and this is a reappointment for the term August 2nd, 2019 through August 1st, 2023. The next one is Fran Jones Lucas for a reappointment of term August 2nd, 2019 through August 1st, 2023. And the last is Craig Johnson as an appointment for the term of August 2nd, 2019 through August 1st, 2023.
I move to approve these appointments as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions or comments?
We reserve.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. All right, we have a slew of requisitions starting with number 552.
Yes, we do. And this would be agenda item 552 through 562, and they're all requisitions for the sheriff's office. The first one is for Akins Dodge, and this is for Dodge Charger pursuit vehicles through SPLOST funding in the amount of $155,532. The second is for Hardy Chevrolet for Chevrolet Tahoe pursuit vehicles through the SPLOST payment, the amount of $319,995. The next one is for Wade Ford Incorporated for a Ford Explorer pursuit vehicles through SPLOST funding in the amount of $268,174. The next one is for ProLogic ITS for emergency equipment for Ford Explorer vehicles, also SPLOST funding in the amount of $74,389.12. The next one is also for ProLogic ITS for emergency equipment for Dodge Charger vehicles. This is SPLOST funding in the amount of $53,475.60. The next one is through Dana Safety. This is for emergency equipment for Chevrolet Tahoe vehicles and is SPLOST funding in the amount of $24,354. The next is through ARC. This is for laptops for pursuit vehicles and is SPLOST funding in the amount of $35,018.15. The next one is with Axon. This is for fleet in-car cameras for pursuit vehicles. This is SPLOST funding in the amount of $139,347. The next one is Motorola Solutions. This is for radios for pursuit vehicles and is SPLOST funding, $85,734.66. The next requisition is for TI Training. This is for a training simulator in the amount of $41,175. The next is with United Maintenance HVAC replacement for the booking area in the amount of $99,300.
I move to approve these requisitions for the sheriff's office as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 563, 564, and 565 are requisitions for the Stormwater Department. The first one is for border equipment for compact track loaders in the amount of $284,550. The next one is for Allen Vigil Ford for Ford trucks and Explorer, the amount of $267,533. The last is for Peach State Truck Centers. This is for a dump truck in the amount of $151,188.
I move to approve these requisitions for the Stormwater Department as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Items 566 through 572 are requisitions for the Recreation and Maintenance Department. The first is with F.H. Pashkin, pool resurfacing additional cost in the amount of $13,324. The next is for Conkle's Tree Service Incorporated. This is for grinding of wood waste in the amount of $21,855. The next is for Architects Corporation. This is an X-ray machine for the magistrate and probate courtroom in the amount of $25,000. The next one is for CXT Incorporated. This is the bathroom for Shady Grove Park in the amount of $51,466.27. The next one is for Hazley Recreation Incorporated. This is for the pavilion for Shady Grove in the amount of $22,279.65. The next one is for Miracle Recreation Equipment Company. This is for playground improvements for Shady Grove in the amount of $23,151.81. And the last one is for Cisco, and this is for the congregate meal orders for fiscal year 2021 in the amount of $18,000.
I move to approve these requisitions for the Recreation and Maintenance Department as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item 573, 574, and 575 are requisitions for the RDOT department. The first is for Geohydro Engineers Incorporated. This is for the material testing for Sigmund Road widening in the amount of $69,535. The next is for KM International. This is for asphalt recycler and asphalt hot box in the amount of $132,145. And the last one is for Yancey Brothers Company, and this is for a skid steer in the amount of $143,549.
I move to approve these requisitions for RDOT as presented.
I second that
It's
motion.
been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item 576 and 577 are requisitions to the Technology Services Department. The first is for No B4, and this is for security training and support in the amount of $15,120. And the next one is through Cogsdale. This is a software licenses for the Rockdale Water Resources Department in the amount of $91,822.95.
I move to approve these requisitions for the Technology Services Department as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. 578, please.
This is a requisition for the water treatment plant for Calgon Carbon Corporation. This is the Filtrasorb 820 turnkey carbon exchange in the amount of $408,370.
I move to approve this requisition for Water Resources as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 579 is an expenditure request for the Talent Management Department. This is for the Praetorian Digital. This is for Local GovU in the amount of $15,000.
I move to approve this expenditure as
I'm sorry, I move to approve this expenditure request as presented.
It's been properly
Oh,
motion.
was I muted?
I read your lips, Commissioner.
I second the motion.
Sometimes you think you hear it.
Properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 580 is a request for surplus of equipment from the Clerk of Court's office and from the Recreation and Maintenance Department.
I move to declare these items surplus as presented.
I second that motion.
Been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 581 is a requisition to the Sheriff's Office. This is for Strategic Datacom Incorporated for the jail locking system. This is in the amount of $101,262.
I move to approve this requisition as presented.
I second the motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. 582.
Thank goodness. It's
Yes.
here. Okay. Item 582 is requisition with Fire Systems Incorporated through the Sheriff's Office. This is to furnish, install, and replace fire alarm system at the jail in the amount of $44,204.06.
I move to approve the requisition for the Sheriff's Office as presented.
I second that motion.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Congratulations again, BLC. We completed the agenda for today, and we're going to keep it moving. We're going to go right into public comment, and we'll ask that Director Rutledge would read the disclaimer this
I will
morning.
go ahead and read, and if anyone needs to turn in a red card, please
Okay.
do so.
You can get a red card from out in the lobby vestibule area. And if you haven't submitted your red card, you can turn it to a member of Public Relations and they will get it to us. Absolutely.
Did you have any?
Oh, I don't have any cards right now, but you could go ahead and read the disclaimer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As a reminder, public comment is limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Comments relative to any issues that are currently going through the public hearing process, matters that are in active litigation, political campaigning, or partisan politics will not be heard in this meeting. Speakers are to address the chairman, not each other or the audience, and are expected to conduct themselves in an appropriate manner. The use of abusive or profane language shall not be allowed. No debate or argument between speakers and/or members of the audience shall be permitted.
Thank you, Director Rutledge. First up is Mr. George Kellercheck. Come on up, Mr. Kellercheck. Thank you, Ms. Owens.
Morning, Chairman.
Morning.
George Kellercheck. I have the Taxpayer Association. I'm here today to speak in opposition of the 2021 budget. If this budget is approved, which it has been, there's an increase of over $20 million in budget since this administration has taken over. It's over $5 million a year. Property tax collections are only going to increase $689,000 from 2019 through 2020. There's currently 88,000 folks in Rockdale County with a poverty rate of 16.3%, or 14,422 citizens. The number of citizens employed, 38,732. which is 43.7% of this population, with a median household income of $54,175 per capita, and they're spending $6,587 in personal health care costs, which nets the average citizen $47,588 to live on. It's plain and simple. After reviewing this information from Rockdale County and Data USA, the Rockdale County taxpayers cannot afford a $4.8 million budget increase. The AJC reports that the majority of cities in DeKalb County are not increasing their budgets for 2021 due to COVID and the uncertainty of the economy. I stand before you here today to let you know that I'm a COVID survivor. I was in quarantine for over 45 days. It's serious, folks. We're going to have another 2,000 people to die in the United States today. We need to look at new avenues for cost savings. Putnam County went from 43 employees in 2006 down to 15 in their maintenance area. We need to look at new avenues. They employ seasonal workers to cut their grass, and it works beautifully.
Mr. Kelichek, thank you so much. We certainly do appreciate your time and effort to come out this morning, and thank you for all that you do for the citizens of Rockdale County. Next up is Mr. David Shipp. Come on up, Mr. Shipp.
I want to provide you 100 articles that support my information.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
David Shipp with Soil and Water Conservation Supervisor, elected position in Rockdale County. State law 2.2-14-41-1 prohibits any restriction on beekeeping in the state of Georgia. I can't believe that this.
So, Mr. Chairman, I apologize to interrupt you, Mr. Shipp, but this has now been put into the public hearing process. You'll have 2 opportunities to speak on this ordinance in January.
All right, well, I'll speak on beekeeping in general. Beekeeping in general is environmentally friendly. Anything that we do to promote beekeeping puts food in your mouth. It puts gardens in the state, in the Rockdale County. Gardens are pollinated through beekeeping. Beekeeping provides for 1/3 of everything that you put in your mouth. If you want fruits and vegetables, you're going to have beekeeping. Environmentally, it is the best thing that we could do in Rockdale County. Rockdale County needs to promote everything when it comes to the environment. We don't need to discourage anything that helps the environment. Beekeeping certainly does that. We have a Georgia Beekeeping Association, but we have a local beekeeping association here in Rockdale County, East Metro Beekeepers. We have around 60 members that keep bees in and around Rockdale County. It is a great organization. The Soil and Water is constantly looking to promote this through the school system, which we just got a grant for $157,000 from the federal government to promote environmental causes in the county school system. And that's what we're going to be doing. And this money, part of that money is to promote beekeeping. And because beekeeping is so important for the environment, it's so important for the food that we put in our mouths. And I can't believe that we would do anything to discourage the environmental blessing that beekeeping provides for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shipp, and thank you for all that you do on behalf of the citizens of Rockdale County. Next up is Mr. Michael Reese. Okay, I have a Mr. Reese from Walnut Street. One more time for Mr. Reese. All right, thank you so much. We're moving right into board comment. I'm going to start with Commissioner Sherry Washington.
Well, you know, this will be the last opportunity that we get to greet everybody for the holidays. So before I forget, happy holidays, because I did not address Thanksgiving, which is actually my favorite holiday. We had a different Thanksgiving this year. Usually we have tons of people at somebody's house and a whole bunch of food, but this year I did a gumbo, and we didn't have anybody but me, Jasmine, KJ, and my niece. So it was different, but we were still very, very thankful. So the holidays are going to be a little bit different for a lot of people, and I want to wish everybody a very, very happy holiday. I would like to talk about the budget. The budget process is always very tenacious, it's very stressful, and it's very, we put a whole lot into the budget. It's not as if they just bring us numbers and we just approve them. I know that I myself scour the budget, and I look for, I compare what we did in 2017 to what we're doing in 2020 so that we can make recommendations for 2021. This administration has been very progressive. We have restructured, reorganized, and done a lot of things that would be considered progressive. But with this budget, the first budget that was presented, it had a lot of new ideas of restructuring different positions. And the budget that we passed eliminated a lot of things that would be progressive, because we believe that this is a year that we should remain as flat as possible. Well, I believe that wholeheartedly. Even positions that I thought that we may have needed, we decided to eliminate from the budget. The reorganization that we thought we made that would move this county forward, we said that this isn't the year to do that because of COVID, because of the things that the uncertainty of 2021 and revenue. So this budget has actually remained as flat as possible, but we still have to govern. We still have to provide insights into the future. So this budget does reflect the values of this community. It allows us to keep the current rollback rate. We have rolled back our millage rate from, I think, 23.6 to 18.9. So this budget reflects that value, that hopefully we will be able to hold that millage rate. And we've balanced this budget without going into fund balance. The first year that I was a commissioner, we were presented a budget that was balanced going into fund balance. And the next year we made it a priority that we would balance our budget without going into fund balance. And we did that for the next 2 years. This budget also balances the budget using the current rate, which is a rollback rate, and does not go into fund balance. And I think that is tremendous, and it's an accolade to the way that our employees have decided to, and our directors have decided to hold their budgets flat so that we are not having any undue expenses. It reflects the mandate or the wishes of the community that the sheriff has heard you all and is doing a lot to reorganize and revamp some of the things that you all have come to him as a community. And those things have cost money, and we have to accommodate that in our budget. So I'm very proud of the fact that our sheriff has listened, has reorganized, has restructured, and done a lot of things that you all are calling for in the community. Criminal justice reform, the district attorney has a couple of initiatives in this budget that should help, that you all should see help with the criminal justice reform. And that is also a reflection that this community has said that it wanted to see, and it's reflected in this budget. But to me, one of the economic development. We always hear that everybody wants an economic development. So we have put a lot of money into initiatives that will promote economic development. And that will be with the Development Authority, which we have a fully functioning development authority. I'm so excited to work with them, but also with CREDC, we have the study that came back from the University of Georgia that has given us a skeleton, and now we can put meat on that skeleton so we can start moving Rockdale forward in a more progressive nature with economic development. I'm very, very excited. Thank you all for appointing me to be the vice chairman of the Conyers Economic Development of the Council. I'm excited to start in that role and move with more progressive economic development. But the most important thing that I'm proud of that's in this budget that we actually did last year was I have adjusted our pay system. So now we did not hear one time from the sheriff saying that they're bleeding because of salaries. We have adjusted their pay rate as well as everybody else's in the county to accommodate the market that other governmental employees are enjoying throughout the metro area, which is making us competitive, but also giving our employees the quality of life that they deserve and their families deserve. So all of that is reflected in this budget. One thing about this budget that is different from all the other budgets that I have been involved with is that we were very, very, very hands-on with this budget, constantly communicating with David, Corbin, and Terminus and Max and everybody in the finance department and each other, going through everybody. And talent management had played a huge part in this budget because we were concerned. We did have to eliminate some positions in order to tighten up this budget. And we did so, and I'm very proud of this budget. So thank you to everybody in finance and Terminus and talent management, because this is a budget that we can be proud of. All of the elected officials have also said, all of the elected officials and directors have also said that this is a budget that not only reflects their values, but it gives them enough so that they can effectively run their departments. And that is the other thing that we want to do. So I'm proud of this budget, and I thank you and Dr. Williams for working together to come up with something that this community can be proud of. So that's all I have to say on the budget. I have this new contraption, so y'all have to give me a minute. The appointments. First, I would like to commend Corey Hambrick for his tenure here. It has been my honor and pleasure to work with Corey. He has been a delight. I've enjoyed every minute of his tenure, and I wish him a successful future. I know he's going to do well in his future endeavors. But that brings me to Jamie Cape. Congratulations, welcome. I know that you're going to do a great job. Your passion for the community is what actually won me over when we talked. So passionate about what you can do for the community and the way that you can help serve the community. So I'm very, very excited about working with you there. Director Morgan, as the chairman said, it's going to take a minute for us to get used to calling you director, but I'm sure that you're going to do an outstanding job in the EMA. Marion McDaniel, oh my goodness. Since coming to Rockdale County, you have been a shining star. If anybody doesn't know, Marion was my special. So this is tremendously impactful. You had me crying too. I love you, and I know that you're going to do well. And I am so proud to be a part of this historic moment. Congratulations again. Kalanis Johnson. Kalanis' middle name is Vonzel. I know that because I have known Kalanis since we were in college. And I didn't even know that he was a candidate to be our planning director. Had no idea until I got the call from talent management. But when I got that call, I can't believe that I didn't think to even call him because I know he's going to do a great job. I actually still call him Vonzel, so that's how far back.
You're gonna have to call him Director Johnson now.
I'm calling him Vonzel. His mama call him Vonzel. No. But I've known him forever, and he's been a part of my family. He actually could tell you all about Haddock through me because he knows. This is just going to be great for this community. He knows economic development. He knows planning and development. It's going to be great to merge the two, and especially with all of the economic and planning initiatives that we have, I know he's going to do a great job. Let's see if I have anything else. I know that this is probably the longest I've ever talked. I'm taking a page out of the chairman's book.
Blame it on me.
Of course. In closing, I would like to say that 2020 has been a very different year. A lot of us have lost people that were very near and dear to our hearts. But one thing that it has taught us is compassion. We have come together and worked together to govern, and I think that we've done a very good job. Tremendous leadership from the chairman. I felt as if we worked as closely together as a team that we could while social distancing. And I am proud of the way that this county was run and is still running, because we still don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. It's always constantly changing, but thank you for your leadership. I'm looking forward to 2021. I don't want to say can't get any worse, but I mean, at least, like you say, we have some place to start from. We've had to be innovative, creative, and solution oriented. And at least now we know at least where to start with anything that we have to deal with. So in that being said, I want to wish everybody a happy holiday. Thank you all, you, Dr. Williams, and you, Chairman, for putting up with all of Sherry Washington this year. Especially, it was also an election year. And so it's been a lot. So thank you all. And I'm looking forward to 2021.
All right, Dr. Williams.
So I also would like to say happy holidays to everybody. Like Commissioner Washington, while last year we had our entire family, all of our children and spouses and all of our grandchildren for Thanksgiving, this year there were 4 of us, and all 4 of us live in this house. So, there's had to be some adjustments, and we continue to move forward. We are looking forward to the holidays coming up and plan to continue our social distancing even with our family. I would like to turn a couple of minutes over to Mr. Corey Hambrick to make a few comments to the board.
Thank you, Madam Commissioner. Mr. Chairman, Madam Commissioner. Commissioner Washington, you were correct when you said that this has been a unique year. And for those of us in our communities who have lost people, lost loved ones, and relationships, especially those of us who are of faith, we learn to look to the hills when we've come with our help, and we place all of our faith and our trust in God. This has indeed, once again, been a unique year. In 2017, when I rose and I came, you all received me. In 2020, I want to say thank you for having me. It has been a tremendous, tremendous journey that I have traveled, and I am grateful. I'm a better person because of the Board of Commissioners and my experience here in Rockdale County. So to you, I say thank you. A lot of friends that I've garnered along the way. The truth of the matter is, life, for many reasons, are some of them, and then some of them are for seasons. But nevertheless, I am grateful for the man that I have become. As you know, December the 31st will be my last day officially serving the county. And whatever I can do to assist this board, especially our new chief of staff in the person of Jamie Cabe, who, by the way, not that you need me to say it, is a wonderful, wonderful gentleman. He'll be a wonderful asset. And whatever I need to do to yield information, to share of documents that I may or may not have, then of course I'm here to serve in whatever capacity that you will have me to serve. After December 31st, we will transition out and we will be a citizen here in Rockdale County. And so whatever this board may need me to do, I'm just a phone call away. My family and I, we are humbled once again. When I came here in 2017, I came a certain type of individual. And now that I'm leaving, I've learned, I have taken note, and I am a better person for it. So God bless you. Thank all of you. Chairman Nesbitt, thank you for the opportunity, sincerely. Commissioner Washington, thank you for the opportunity, sincerely. And Commissioner Williams, thank you for this opportunity to be able to serve the great citizens of Rockdale County. And to the staff, some of which we have laughed together, we've cried together, we've learned together, wonderful life, we've traveled together, wonderful life experiences. And to all of you, I say God bless. Thank you once again. I yield the rest of the time back to Commissioner Williams. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for acknowledging once again you as well, Commissioner Washington. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Corey. And I want to echo what Commissioner Washington said, that Corey has been a pleasure to work with, and he has done a lot to help me with some of the initiatives that I have had and moving those forward and firming up some of those details. I like to say that I'm this big picture person, and I need somebody to take all those ideas that I have floating around and bring them down into some, document or some way that they make sense to other people who are more left brain, I guess, than I am. And Corey has fulfilled that very well for me, and I truly appreciate that. So moving on to our new appointments, I'm excited to have Jamie Cabe on with the Board of Commissioners as our new chief of staff. I've known I've known Jamie for several years, and appreciate what his skills and his talents, and again, his organization and his ability to take those crazy ideas and pull them down into some sense. And I told him that I think the hardest part of the job will be to figure out the nuances of all three of our personalities. All three of us are very different, and I think that that's why we complement each other and are able to come together on most things that we're working on. I'm very excited for Chief Mack. I think I have liked her from the minute she came in to our fire and rescue department. And I have noticed several things about Chief Mack. One, she's very personable. Two, she is all about business. And she expects people to do what they are supposed to do. And she is not hesitant at all to get out her, what I call a teacher voice, and say, this is what we will do. And it will not move forward until this is done. And so I know that she will do a really, really good job with our fire and rescue. Ever since I was elected 6 years ago, Chief Morgan has taken me under his wing. I remember I hadn't been in office very long, and he took me to every fire station in the county and took a whole day. We had a whole day to talk, and I learned a lot from that. One of the things I've learned about Chief Morgan over the years is that he has talked often about needing a emergency management department, a separate department, rather than playing a dual role. And if ever there was a year when we saw how important that was, it is this year.
Yes.
I think there have been other times with storms and those kinds of natural kinds of disasters that he has taken the lead in that. This year, he has done an outstanding job of keeping us all updated on the COVID pandemic and how to keep us safe and the numbers and what's happening. I expect that will continue as the vaccine begins to roll out. I imagine he will be our point person for sharing that information with us. So I'm excited about Chief Morgan becoming Director Morgan. I don't know Mr. Johnson, but I have looked at his resume. It looks good. I'm happy to know that Commissioner Washington knows him and knows that he'll be really good. And so I welcome him and look forward to working with him also. There's a lot in planning and development that we need to take a look at. I have taken some time to look at some developments in other communities. In fact, next week I'm going to look at a couple more. And there are some remarkable ways of doing multi-use developments and which can create economic development and create a place for people who really would like to live, work, and play in Rockdale County. Some of those are going to require some zoning changes, and so we'll need to take a look at those. But I'm very excited about where we are headed in that planning and development department. As far as COVID, I've touched on it lightly. It changed our holidays. It's continuing to impact our lives. It is spreading tremendously. We have lost quite a few more people in Rockdale County to it. As much as I have tried to remain social distance and isolating, I still was exposed. I did not develop it. The test was negative. But I ended up spending that time in quarantine to make sure that should I get it, I didn't expose anyone else. It has reached my family, however. My granddaughter has it, as well as the two other women that live with her. My grandson has two or three roommates who have it. He, I'm sure, can't help but get it at some point. I haven't talked to him in a week. He may already have it, but it's spreading quickly with our college age youth, and they are bringing it home. And both my grandson and my granddaughter will not be coming home for Christmas this year. And my grandson especially was very disappointed. But there, you know, it is the year. It is an unusual year. And I think, you know, I've always thought that meme that talked about if the ice cream truck was a symbol of 2020, that ice cream truck would be selling liver and onions. Because that's kind of how the year has gone. I look forward to 2021. I think we are beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but we still have to be diligent all the way to the end. We can't let up on our social distancing, our wearing our masks, our washing our hands, and taking care of ourselves and our families. I'd like to talk about the budget for a minute. While we eliminated 5 particular jobs this morning, those jobs are really needed, but this was not the year to fund them.
Right.
We took the rollback rate, which meant your taxes don't go up. Your property taxes, they may go up, but it won't be because of the county. And so that was a really hard decision. And the other 2 commissioners know that I've been back and forth on how I wanted to do that, recognizing the need for those positions, the value of what those positions could do for our community, and knowing that this was a year where we needed to kind of streamline. So in the end, I think we made the right decision. We'll come back and readdress those positions again next year. We'll know how our budget looks for next year and what that, you know, where that we can go. We have added 5 new positions. 2 for the sheriff's office, the EMA director, Director Morgan, and an administrative assistant for him, and 1 in our court system. We also eliminated 5 positions. So that kind of balanced out with that. So we were trying to be very conservative with our budget this year. I want to thank Bill Vaughn. He stepped in and had a steep learning curve. And I appreciate the learning that he did in a very quick manner. I appreciate David Corbin with the Terminus Group. David spent an inordinate amount of time talking through all the different options, all the possibilities, all the nuances of what we were looking at in terms of the budget. I appreciate very much the work that he did. And he also got to know the nuances of our 3 personalities.
Bad and ugly.
I am happy that to say that we are not balancing our budget using fund balance. I think that's important to know, that we spent a number of years coming out of that recession of 2009, 2010. It took us a long time to get out of that. And again, this is the 3rd year now that we have not had to balance the budget using our fund balance. Our fund balance is our savings account. And we like to keep that money in savings for an emergency and for supplementing our cash flow so that we have the funding that we need. If you notice, if you look closely at the budget, you will see that in almost every department, salaries and benefits went up. And if you look at it line by line, you will see that, like for many of you, the insurance costs, medical insurance costs went up. And while we are now asking our employees to pay a bigger percentage of their premiums, our costs still went up. And that is the primary reason for increases in each department's budget, if there are any. I'm happy that we are continuing to fund the CREDC. I think that a partnership with the county and with that council and with the development authority can be powerful. And that was the result, the outcome of the study done by the Carl Vinson Institute reflected that partnership being effective and has been effective and can continue to be. And so I'm glad to see that we have maintained that funding and put in some additional funding for economic development. Included in the budget is also some extra funding for the Stepping Up initiative. That is an initiative that I have worked with for about 6 years, and it's a partnership between the Board of Commissioners. It's actually among the Board of Commissioners, the Sheriff's Office, the courts, our mental health providers, our nonprofits, and our pastors, and our school board, and those who themselves have been part of the court system, the judicial system, and are now in recovery. So it's a big group of our community, a cross section of our community. We are working diligently with the Sheriff's Office and with Viewpoint Health and looking at how we can augment in providing assistance with mental health professionals to work with the Sheriff's Office in this coming year. As we know more about exactly how that looks, then I can share more about that. But we know that this last year we've had a pandemic, but we've also had a lot of unrest and civil unrest and racial unrest, and a lot of that stemmed from either mental health issues or addiction. And so we are trying in Rockdale County to address that in an effective way. Those who have talked about defunding the police, I don't know what that means, except that that's not what we're doing here. We are augmenting funding with the Sheriff's Department so that we can more effectively and more humanely work with those in our community who need our assistance. We're not talking about violent offenders. We're talking about people who are homeless, who are trespassing on people's property. We're talking about people who may have a psychotic episode that doesn't involve violence or any of that kind of thing. That's a separate issue. We're talking about people who really are, if they've committed a crime, it's a low-level misdemeanor. And it has been caused because of either their mental illness or their addiction. So we are looking at treatment as a way to be a lot more effective in handling those cases. I think that's all of my comments, but I do wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, a Kwanzaa, a Happy New Year. Let's just stay the course right now with COVID. Let's look forward to next year and we can start making our plans now for next year, but let's stay the course now. Those are my comments.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you so much. I'm going to deviate just for a quick second and call up one of our top-notch manager supervisors who's out in the streets and literally in the trenches every day. You've all heard me say all year long that stormwater is the star of the show. Under the leadership and supervision of none other than Mr. Martin Ellis. I'm gonna call Mr. Ellis up. Commissioners, he was listening when we made the decision to move forward to provide the equipment that the stormwater department so desperately need, and he's out there on the trenches every day dealing with all of these multiple problems, he and his crew, and he wanted to give an opportunity to speak to the board this morning. Mr. Ellis, good morning.
Good evening. Good morning. Afternoon.
We just want to thank our commissioners today for your support for the stormwater staff. We have made some extremely wonderful strides moving forward. Thank you to your support so we can help the citizens of Rockdale County. I was the first crew member that was hired for the stormwater department about 9 years ago. And since that point, we have done tremendously. We are growing. We have solved so many of the problems in Rockdale County. And we're going to continue to move forward with your support. So we do thank you for supporting us with the equipment and the employees and the additional crews needed. We just want to thank you, sir, and thank the commissioners.
Martin, we thank you. We thank you and your director, Director Kimbrough, and your crews that are out in the trenches and the street, and you're there all times of the day and night and inclement weather. So we certainly do appreciate it, and it means a lot to myself and the board
Absolutely.
for you all to come in and to acknowledge what we're trying to do on behalf of the citizens by providing our employees with the tools and the resources to get the job done. So keep up the good work, and thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. At this time, I'm going to yield to our Director of Legislative Affairs, Director Jennifer Rutledge.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I just have a couple of calendar items that I wanted to remind everybody about. First of all, this is the last Board of Commissioners meeting for 2020. The next one will be held on January the 12th at 10 a.m. And in the meantime, the board will be on recess unless something happens and there'll be a called meeting. But my instructions were nothing is to happen, so there's no called meeting, correct?
Right, exactly.
Okay, so also just a couple of other reminders. The swearing in event for the elected officials will be held on Tuesday, December the 29th, I believe in the auditorium for social distancing. And I also further believe that it's going to be by invitation only, so that each member of the officials being sworn in can make sure that they have who they need to be here to ensure the social distancing and the CDC guidelines. Also, the Board of Commissioners will be going on an ACCG leadership development retreat. That'll also be in the month of January. Those days are January 27th through 29th. All of these meetings and events will be advertised and of course on our social media pages and website. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for recognizing me. I just wanted to make sure we said all of those events today.
Thank you, Director Rutledge. Commissioners, I'm going to try my best to wrap it up here and be as brief as possible. I first want to start out by thanking Commissioner Washington and Commissioner Williams. 2020 has been a quite interesting year in every way that we can define that, but it's been a growing and a learning year for this board. I think everything happens for a reason. And I'm so proud to be working with two very strong women who have helped us get the job done on behalf of the citizens of Rockdale County. So thank you to you, Commissioner Washington, and you, Commissioner Williams, for your leadership and your collaboration of working together and being able to give the best representation of Rockdale County when we come together on one accord. That means so much to the citizens. It means so much to the image and the brand of Rockdale County that when we come out to the public that we're on one accord, and we're working together in concert. So thank you so much for your leadership and for your teamwork. I've got several little notes here I want to make mention. One of the first things I want to make mention is I want to really thank Director Will Barkley, who serves also as our chief tax assessor, and he is the chairperson of our Economic Development Task Force. It was under the leadership of Director Barkley, who worked very closely with Mr. Greg Wilson and the folks over at the Carl Vinson Institute at UGA, working on that economic development study and collaboration with the Conyers-Rockdale Economic Development Council, as well as the Development Authority. So to Director Will Barkley, in addition to your normal everyday task of running the tax assessor's office, you took on a different project a couple of years by leading our Economic Development Task Force, which really brings everybody in Rockdale County together, including the city of Conyers, when we're talking about economic development and we're communicating and collaborating and being on the same page of whether we're talking about existing retail or businesses that are here, or we're talking about attracting new industry into Rockdale County. So again, thank you to Director Barkley. Also want to remind all of our citizens in Rockdale County, there's a reason when we encourage you to shop local, shop local, shop local, shop local. I tell you, all of our small business folks and entrepreneurs in Rockdale County, they really, if they ever needed you before, in 2020, the small business community need you this year. When you think about going out and doing your holiday shopping, please, ma'am, please, sir, please consider the small businesses and entrepreneurs here in Rockdale County. Make sure you keep them in mind and consider them before you go traveling westbound or eastbound on I-20. We have just about everything you can find right here in Rockdale County. I really want to encourage you to shop local. You contribute to your own local tax digest, but more importantly, you're supporting a dream when you're supporting a small business and an entrepreneur here in our community. So don't forget to spend your money local this holiday season and as we continue to move forward. I want to give hats off to Ms. Cynthia Willingham over at the Board of Elections. 2020 has been some kind of year. We'll probably be saying that from days to come, but I have to give a big shout out and a hats off to the Board of Elections Supervisor, Ms. Cynthia Willingham, Ms. Renee Pfeiffer, and the team, the entire team, all of our poll workers, all of our volunteers, and our local clergy who came out supporting all of the efforts over at the Board of Elections this year. And we still have some elections coming up and moving into the next year. We've got a runoff coming on January 5th. We want to encourage people to get back out and vote and participate in the early voting. We're going to be hearing more information about early voting here as we continue to progress forward. But don't forget about the runoff election that's going to take place on January the 5th. But I wanted to take this time and just really give a big shout out to Cynthia Willingham and the crew over at the Board of Elections. They did a tremendous job managing our election process here in Rockdale County. We heard from so many citizens about how proud they were to call Rockdale County home and to see the process that was managed. And also to Pastor Eric Lee over at the Springfield Baptist Church was an additional location for early voting. I mean, we really had a major turnout this year, and to have that additional site was a big deal. So to the Board of Elections, Ms. Willingham and her team, her staff, certainly want to say thank you to all of you for the fine work that you've done. Also, one more shout out to Director Morgan and the emergency management team here in Rockdale County. We're so proud of how you navigated us through this crazy pandemic this year. And I echo the sentiments of Commissioner Williams. We're not out of the woods yet. In fact, the numbers are going up and the uptick is really quite frightful, to tell you the truth. And we're encouraging people to wear your mask, social distance, wash your hands, don't gather in those groups. We are still in a pandemic. Please, ma'am, please, sir, don't take this for granted at all. Make sure you are abiding by all of the CDC guidelines. I want to take a moment, commissioners, to do two things here and want to encourage Commissioner Williams And Commissioner Washington, when you get an opportunity, make your way over to our Emergency 911 Communication Center. I had an opportunity to spend 2 back-to-back days with them, both the day shift and the night shift over there. And oftentimes we don't spend a lot of time talking about E911, but all of us in this community know that when things happen, that's our first point of contact is emergency 911. So I want to give a big shout out to the dispatchers and the operators over at emergency 911 because they had to deal with some COVID situations. They had to deal with a lot of challenges throughout this whole pandemic. And we've not talked nearly enough about the work they do behind the scenes and having to work those 12-hour shifts and sometimes being slighted because some people were out due to COVID and different situations going on. But a big thank you to all of our emergency 911 dispatchers and operators. We don't take you for granted. We need you, and we know that when we dial 911, you're always there to respond. So I wanted to highlight them, commissioners, for the fine work that they do and the fact that they're behind the scenes. And a lot of times we don't talk nearly as much about them to give them recognition and praise. The Envision Rockdale strategic plan, again, thank you to Commissioner Washington and Commissioner Williams. I really appreciated hearing Chief Cade talk about his already homework and study he's done in reference to the Envision Rockdale strategic plan. But I want to remind Commissioner Washington and Commissioner Williams, this budget, the fact that we did not go into fund balance was because we took a vow when we created this strategic plan that we will stay near and dear to all of the elements and components that was outlined by the citizens of Rockdale County within the strategic plan. It has been our compass, our navigation piece. It has been our GPS to make sure that we allow our actions to match our words with the citizens here in Rockdale County. So the Envision strategic plan has certainly been a guide and will continue to guide us as we move toward 2024. And I just want to say thank you to all of those who were a part of that. Also got to slow it down and just take a moment. All of our employees in Rockdale County, every department, every division, 2020 has been a very interesting and challenging year. I will say there has been some great things to come out of 2020. I don't want to close this year up without acknowledging the fact that some wonderful opportunities have happened for this community and this county, although it's been a challenging year. So some wonderful things. But thank you to every employee in every department that's watching and listening to this broadcast. We appreciate you, the Rockdale County Board of Commissioners. The citizens of Rockdale County appreciate your time, your talent, and the efforts you do to continue to make Rockdale County the best county in the entire state of Georgia. I want to highlight the 3 executive directors who serve in a very different kind of capacity, working very closely with the office of the chairman, and that is Executive Director Jennifer Rutledge, Executive Director Tony Holmes, who heads up our Talent Management Department, and Executive Director Sue Sanders, who is now our Director of General Services. We really appreciate their leadership and working with all of our directors to make certain that we continue to move forward in a very progressive way here in Rockdale County. Merry Christmas to all of you all. Happy New Year to all of you all. Please be safe. Again, we're in a pandemic. Please be safe as we continue to move forward. I will be transitioning into what I call special assignment for a few days, and our executive director, Director Jennifer Rutledge, will be at the ham, and then she'll have some good backup with Chief Cade. Just wanted to let you know, Commissioner Washington, that Director Rutledge will be at the wheel for quite some time.
We could get together. Yeah.
So
Sounds good to me.
if you need, but all of our departments and all of our employees, we certainly do thank you. Director Rutledge.
No, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Sorry.
Clutching my pearls.
The final meeting for 2020, is there any need for executive session?
No, Mr. Chairman.
That being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. Happy Tuesday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and this meeting is adjourned.
Amen.
Feels like Tiny died.